Welcome to the Rusted Garden Homestead. Today I want to talk about how you can make $500 to seriously up to $5,000, even more. But I'm talking about doing a plant yard sale, maybe one or two on your property. You could also sell them other places like flea markets and stuff like that. But for a basic plant sale, and we're going to talk about all the containers you just saw, you want to be thinking about what do you want to sell. It's later October. In my unheated greenhouse, I've started a lot of herbs, the perennial herbs. Each flat, where there's 72 cells, you can actually sell them for $3 a plant. I'm overseeding. I could divide that up. So the flat right there, that's catnip. I have thyme, peppermint, chives, oregano, sage, all kinds of herbs that can take the cold. They can take the freeze here. But a 72 cell overseeded could be split. That's going to give you 144 plants. You have to pot them up into something larger. Sell them for $3 a plant. That's over $400 a flat. So I'm getting these started now. You don't have to start in October. I am again growing outside. I could start these herbs indoors. I have videos on this already in January and have my herbs ready to be really a good size for a late April, early May sale. So the first thing you want to do is think about what you want to sell. So I'm getting herbs set up now. I do recommend, setting them up in 72 cell flats, which for people that don't know, that's those right there. When these get potted up, they're going to go into 2.5-inch containers like this, and this is what I will sell for $3. Again, you divide these up. I sell all this at my seed shop if you're looking for containers. You can recycle yogurt containers, water bottles, all kinds of different things to get the containers, because that's where your cost is going to be. For a little bit for seeds, but seeds go a long way, but soil and containers. So right in here, believe it or not, there's easily $2,000 worth of plants. Of course, you're going to be doing work, taking care of them. That's why you're going to be charging money for them. It's not, an easy home run. You got to put the work into it. But again, a plant yard sale instead of a garage sale. I'm also pulling out different plants that have been establishing in my ground. Let me show you what I mean. I'll show you where I'm getting these plants from in a second, but these are goji berries. And when a branch from a fig tree, goji berry, raspberries, when they contact the ground, stay on the ground, they're going to root out. So when I was clearing out my bed, and again I'll show you the bed in a second, I just pulled out all these cuttings that had roots already, planted them in here. These will sell for about $4, maybe $5. They're going to stay outside. These are plants again that can take the cold freeze of Maryland and be perfectly fine come the spring. So these are going to be established, but that's fine. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times 5 is 40, times 4 is 32. Again, you can make money selling the plants. These are all repurposed and recycled. I would just collect things from neighbors. Whenever they buy plants, put them in their property, I ask for the containers. Another way you can go later in the season, it's a little more expensive sometimes, but a lot of the plants that don't sell go on discount, up to 75% off. They're beaten up. You can grow them back. This is a way to grow plants maybe you don't have on your property. This is what I use to actually plant my property, and then I'll take divisions, or I'll make cuttings from these, or I'll lay roots, or I'll lay branches on the ground and have them root out. These are containers that cost me like 12 cents. I found them on sale at one point. You can look for containers online that are on closeout. Collect them over time. You can plant in different things. I mean, you can get half-gallon milk jugs, cut the tops off, save them, and you can plant into them. It'll save you some money. These are raspberries. They're black raspberries. They're not really cuttings in the sense that I'm, cutting off the new growth and I'm rooting them in a greenhouse or in my house. These have all rooted out. I'll show you how you collect those. The black raspberries will go easily for $8 a container. Come spring, there's going to be a lot more growth. Have some echinacea, some daisies. Back here are the goji berries. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 8, 12, 16 times 8. It's over $125 right there. It adds up. You do need space. You do have to have a plan. October is a great time to start looking for plants you can dig out of the ground. Here's another 8 black raspberry plants. That's another $64 right there. This tree was actually 50% off. It's an apple tree. Got it for $32. It's a beautiful tree. I couldn't pass it up, but that's going to be going into my orchard. Also spinning around here you can start looking on your property for things that you might be able to sell. This is where I pull strawberries from for, repopulating different parts of my container garden and my property. All these strawberry plants can be dug out, put in those little 2.5-inch containers that you saw early on, and you can sell them for $3 a plant. Strawberries will reproduce, they put out runners, and you get an endless supply. So start thinking about what you could grow on your property that you could resell and help support your garden habit. This is the space that I've been digging out, getting that's a goji berry right there, getting my goji berries and my black raspberries, and there's some red raspberries in there. And let's see if we can find one real quick. So what happens is your raspberry canes, just like this, will fall over. You can press them into the ground, they naturally do this. They root out, and you can see one right here. It's coming over from the fence, came down, touched the ground, and it's right down there, nice and snug, well rooted in. Just dig out a big root ball, cut it right about there, plant it, and you're going to have a strawberry plant. These are my black raspberries. If you look in this space, you can see some are on the other side of the fence, all rooted down right there. Just cut off, maybe a foot or something like that. Nice big root system, put it into the container. You've made yourself $8 come next year. The goji berry is doing the same thing. I did pull a lot of these out and have already cut them. But when these branches get long, you can just weigh them down, press them into the ground, let them sit there for a couple of months. They're going to root out. You come back, you dig them up, you have something to sell. So I'm working my way right down this space, cleaning out the beds, getting them ready for next year. These are red raspberries, different variety. And you get the idea. As we come down this way, I have holly seafoam. These are these big, deep tap roots. Bees love them. Great perennial flower. Doesn't smell the best, to be honest with you, but it's a beautiful color, and I grow it for pollinators. They just love it. I'm just digging out chunks of these plants, putting them into small containers and larger containers. I'll show you that. And I would continue to just go across my property, pull out some strawberries. There's one right there. That could go into a container. This is what it looked like before I went through and cleaned it up. So much money to be made here reselling plants at a plant sale. And who couldn't use, $500 more for their garden habit? And you can see, I'm doing work. So if I'm going to be doing the work anyway to clean it out, I might as well do something to make some money. Here are 6 more goji berry plants. You can just see how beautiful they are. All well rooted out from just layering the branches in the earth, keeping them in contact with the earth, and then they're going to root out and be established for you to kind of cut up and just plant up as you wish, to either transplant them on your property or to sell. Goji berries, $8 is a great price for this. You could probably even charge a little bit more. These will get bigger. If you can't sell all of your perennial plants, herbs, they'll continue to grow. You pot them up, they get bigger. You can sell them for more in the future. Same thing with goji berries, raspberries, black raspberries, etc. So you do need a space to keep them. So maybe October you start thinking about what you want to sell, where you're going to sell them, how you want to sell them, what you want to grow, where you're going to keep them. But now it's a great time to start planning, because you can dig a lot of these up. Like I'll be pressing down more of these raspberry canes so they establish over the winter, and I'll dig them up again in the spring. These are all garlic chives. They have seed heads, so I'm collecting the seeds, but I'm also digging the chives up and just putting one piece with a nice root system into a pot. Let me show you that. Once mint is established, it's really hard to kill. I had it growing all outside here, spreads like crazy, dug it up, had some roots. You can even cut the roots into pieces. You don't need to have leaves in a full plant. The chives, the holly seafoam, this is all mint right in here, and you can see that I would just drop in pieces. Sometimes it had the leaves, sometimes it was just a cut root dropped under the soil, and you can see that it starts popping up. 1, 2, 3, 4 flats of mint. There's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 54, $100, $200 in mint right here at $3 a plant. People love mint. You might as well grow what you have. That's the holly seafoam, cuttings put into there. Coming around this side, There are garlic chives set up the same way. When you dig up chives, you're going to see stems just like this, lots of roots all put in there. Back in there I also have wild sage, which people love. It's a great plant, extremely hardy, brings in pollinators. You don't use it for culinary purposes, but beautiful for pollinators. Part of my strategy right now is to have herbs, perennial flowers, raspberries, goji berries, anything that can survive the cold here in Maryland are getting potted up. This is a bigger container of the wild sage. It's going to be beautiful. This is easily $8. But you get the idea. I mean, everything that I showed you, if I divided up the herbs that were in the greenhouse, that's easily over $4,000 or $5,000. Again, that's about $128 on the table. I'm not sure if I messed my math up earlier. Another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. $88 worth of plants right there. I mean, it's time consuming in a sense. You have to have a plan. October is a great time to get started. But if you want to make $500, even up to $5,000 or more selling plants, now is the time to really start thinking about it. Perennial herbs and flowers can be started now. They can last outside. You could bring them in if you want to protect them. But really just think about what you want to do, what you want to grow. Start advertising early that you're going to have a plant yard sale and what you're going to have. And then come January, February, you can really start growing. Thanks so much for watching. This is just a way to save some money and support your garden habit. Please check out my seed shop at therustedgarden.com. Sell a lot of the seed starting trays and seeds for sure if you need them to start your plan. Thanks for watching.